Who knows what I'm talking about? You're new in business and you're like, the distance literally between where I am and where I want to be is so far that I hesitate. There's so much to do that I can't even motivate myself to start because I'm overwhelmed with ideas. Who is already, day one, who's already overwhelmed with ideas? Yeah, every single time we come to these things and we're like, oh my God, I gotta do that. And Facebook ads, oh shoot, oh wait, and Instagram? Wait, I need an Instagram. And you write down 9 million things to do, and then you get home and you just stare at a paper. You're like, I don't even know what to do. So people hesitate because there's so much that they could do, they don't even know where to start. The other reason that people hesitate to make a move, hesitate to level up, I'm gonna talk to you high achievers right now. Down front, you're already so high up that you know that if you level up even an inch, it's as hard as running a mile. Who knows what I'm talking about? You're already so far, and this could be for business, this could be for fitness, this could be for life, this is anything, where you're like, I'm already at the top of the mountain. I don't even know what to do from here because even getting to the next level is scary because it's so much harder than it was. Let me tell you the honest truth. Those people who are trying to build, this is my understanding, is if you're selling a lot of things, you're down here, yeah? And if you're more, maybe newbies, you're a little bit further back, is that right? Yes? Great. The people in the back of the room, it's actually easier for you to level up than it is for them. That's the God's honest truth. Because when you have a long way to go, there's so many things that you can do. When you have done something great, now we're trying to maintain and elevate on top of that. It's way tougher. So if you are sitting, see, the people in the back, you're like, I don't know about that. I swear to you it's true. Because what they know or what I know in business is that if I could go back in time, with all of the knowledge I have today, if I could go back in time 10 years, I would get there that fast. Right? If you go back in time, you get there that fast. And you're like, well, of course you would, because, Rachel, you have the information of a decade's worth of time. No. All of the information that I possess, all of the information that they possess, exists right now for free. On the internet, at this conference, inside of books, inside of a podcast, on a YouTube video, every single thing that you need to do to level up exists right now on the internet for free. It does. Who knows, who came into this weekend intentionally and said, these are the 3 things that I need to know before I leave here? Who did that? Not a lot of us. That's okay. Most of the time we just get, we're like, I am gonna go have a margarita. I'm gonna live my best life. I'm gonna wear the good girl, right? That was our focus. And that's incredible. Who is escaping children to be here this weekend? Yes. Live your life. Live it. But this is a phenomenal opportunity. And the people who will leave here and just propel themselves to absolutely new heights are the people who know in advance, what information do I need to have before I go? So if you have not asked yourself that question yet, I need you to ask yourself that question. Where do I need to level up? Who do I know that might have this information, or where can I go to find it? What got you here was incredible. What got you here was hard. What got you here is something to be admired. But you didn't come this far to only come this far. Can I get a witness? You did not fight your way through all of that to stop here. And this is especially for those of you who are in the middle of a hard season. Who is in the middle of a hard season, either personally or professionally? Thank you for your honesty. I'm gonna get biblical on you for just real fast, okay? Bear with me. I told you I'm a preacher's daughter. We talk a lot in the Christian faith about being in the valley. Being in the valley of the shadow of death. Anyone know that scripture? Anyone know what I'm talking about, right? Walking through this valley, and you're in this valley. You're not supposed to stay in the valley. You didn't come Maybe walking through this valley was exactly the slog that you needed to take to have the armor, to have the muscles, to have the warrior spirit to keep on going. You want to climb the mountain? You want to climb the mountain? You're going to have to get through this valley first. See, I believe completely that when we call a shot, when we say this is where I want to go and this is who I'm going to be, when we do that, universe or God or whatever you believe in is like, okay, this is what it's going to take. Only you don't realize that that gauntlet that's in front of you was put there for a reason. So you start out and you're moving through life and it got hard. Or maybe you joined this community and it went really well in the beginning. Anyone have it go really well in the beginning and then now you're struggling? Yeah, that's most people, by the way. And congratulations to the 50 of you who raised your hand, because I would multiply that by 10. Lots of us start out strong and then struggle. And all of a sudden we're struggling and it's hard and it feels like things just keep kicking you or and it would just feel like life keeps kicking the crap out of you and you're like, what is going on? Who can identify with that ever in their life? And I thoroughly believe that God's up there like, oh no, you said you wanted to climb the mountain. I was just trying to make you strong enough. You said you wanted that, and you're like, oh, why is it so hard? You asked for hard. You asked for hard. You are living, you are choosing a life that doesn't look like other people's lives, right? You are doing life, you're in this room, you are doing life differently than most of the people you know who are not in this room, yes? You asked for hard. You signed up for hard because you knew that on the other side of hard was magnificence. You knew that on the other side of hard was you getting financially free. You knew that on the other side was hard is you being a leader. You knew that on the other side of hard was the life that you've always dreamed about. So stop complaining about hard. This is what you signed up for. Here's the other thing, my second thing that I want you to know, and this is a good one. What she does has no effect on you. What she does has no effect on you. What she does, what she says, even if what she says is about you, her opinion of you, how her business is doing versus your business, what she does has no effect on you, right? Let's talk about comparison, because this is my favorite. Again, no one in this community would ever compare themselves to anyone else. That's never happened here, ever. I'm backstage, I'm like, these arms, the arms that are on stage, I can't even handle it. I don't even need to see. Who's the girl who has the rad name, super rad name with red hair and like abs of steel? Jericho. What is going on with her arms? I don't know, is she here? Congratulations. I always go scroll the hashtag, I like look through the hashtag in events so I can get the vibe. And I was like, well, that is the vibe, okay. I'm glad I am wearing my blazer today. No, my arms are sick, it's fine. What she does has no effect on you. And yet, here we all are, comparing ourselves at every turn. And I have this theory about why we compare ourselves. See, we don't ever compare ourselves in the areas where we are most secure. You know what I'm saying? Like my example is always like, I don't need anyone to tell me how to eat a cheese-based dip. I got it. I know you guys don't know what dairy is, but it's like okay. I don't need anyone to help me with that. I never go look outside myself for the answers like, oh, how do I eat this ranch dip? I'm so confused. Should I do potato chip or a Frito scoop? What should be the answer? I don't ever need to look outside myself. We only look outside ourselves on the areas that we feel nervous or unsure. And when it comes to business, we can look outside ourselves until it becomes an obsession. So my favorite example of comparison is when I had my first child. And tell me again, who's had a child in this room? Right? Thank you. Okay. I am so grateful, like with every particle of my being, I'm so grateful to the bottom of my soul that I was able to carry my children to term and push them out of my body. So grateful. Asterisk, whatever else I need to say so you don't send me angry emails later as I tell the rest of this story. But I hated being pregnant. Hated it. Who hated being pregnant? Sometimes speak the truth. It's my favorite follow-up question. Who loved being pregnant? Always. Of course you did. Stop, Kim, stop it. Too perfect, I can't handle it. I know literally 2 people in this room, so I'm just gonna keep referencing them, you guys. There's always Earth mothers in the room who are like, oh yes, I'll carry your child right now if you need me to. I was not that person, okay? I'm 5'2", my husband is 6'4". We make gigantic babies. I carry them all right here, right? Giant, I'm waddling, and it was horrible. I was so uncomfortable. With the first pregnancy, I got a varicose vein in the worst place a human can get a varicose vein. Just imagine. Whatever you're thinking, it's not gross enough. It's worse. Okay? Right? All the men in the room who are like, oh, is this what we're gonna, yeah, it is. This is what this conversation's gonna be about. Yeah. We've been listening to your stories for 700 years. Giddy up! So I'm gigantic. I got a varicose vein in my lady business. And super uncomfortable. Is anyone pregnant for the very first time? Anyone? Okay. Earmuffs. I naively, stupidly tell myself that if I could just get this baby out of my body, then I'd be okay, right? That is a lie from the devil. Right from the devil. It's not true. I went into labor and I was in labor for 52 hours. Thank you, Jackson. I have this belief, Jackson's my oldest son. I have this belief that like long after I'm dead, I will have arranged it with a local florist so that he just gets flowers in the 52 hours leading up to just remember what your mom did to herself for you. So, in labor for 52 hours, my husband, I love him so much, but he's also the worst birthing partner you could ever have. Anyone have a partner who makes jokes when they get uncomfortable? Yeah. So she just went. I'm like, yeah, I feel you. That was Dave. He made a lot of jokes, very uncomfortable, time to push this baby out. And have you ever seen those videos of a rocket ship taking off? Like the old time-lapse footage where the rocket ship is just like slowly taking off. But as it's taking off, things are just breaking off the sides, flying into the air, they parachute back into the ocean. Broken, never to be used again. Same. And then after the baby comes out, there's all these things they don't tell you in advance, because you probably would not go through with it. They don't tell you in advance. All of a sudden the nurse rolls up and she's got a piece of material that's this big. And then you're like, is that a cotton swab to swab my face? She's like, no. These are your new underwear. And they put these mesh underwear, they slide these sexy mesh underwear onto your body, right? And then they put not one, but 2 pads in the mesh underwear, right? they're not even regular size. They're not regulation pads, everybody. They're twice the size. They're like a phone book in your mesh. Oh, I'm sorry, millennials. A phone book is a big times two, right? And the squirt bottle, this is where the men finally pay attention. Raise your hand if you are a man and you were in charge of the squirt bottle. Warm water only in the squirt bottle. Oh, I am disappointed. What are these women getting their own warm water in the squirt bottle? Girls, first time pregnant, to clean yourself. It's awful. The whole thing's a mess. Literally and figuratively. So I go back home. There's that moment at the hospital where they hand you a baby and you're like, oh crap, really? Oh, now I just go and raise this. Okay. And I get home, and the first couple of weeks after you bring home your first baby, it's kind of euphoria, right? Because you're like, I created a human life form, right? And people are visiting you, and they're bringing you a Costco pizza, and like they bring you little gifts, and you feel like everything's okay. Your mom's still in town. And then 6 weeks. 6 weeks is right around the time that I feel like the wheels start to fall off. You're doing okay. And then, in my case, my husband had gone back to work, and I was 20. Well, how old was I? I was in my 20s, early 20s. Can't do math right now. So I was dumb, is the point. The reason I'm trying to figure out my age is I want you to understand that I made this choice because I was dumb. So my husband has to go back to work, and I said, okay, well, I'm staying home with the baby. You're working, so I'll just take care of everything, and you just carry on your life as per usual. And he was like, okay. Because he was young and dumb too. And it was a Saturday morning. And that is important because why was he sleeping in on a Saturday morning? I don't know. But 6 weeks in, he wakes up, sits up in bed, and stretches. He stretches little kitten arms. And he says, I'm tired. Picture this, okay? Picture Rach standing across the room in her muumuu, still wearing the mesh underwear because they breathe, you know? I'm holding the baby that I have just stayed up with most of the night, right? I'm holding the baby. And this punk has the audacity to say he's tired, all right? It has never happened before or since, but I started laughing and crying at the same time. Like, you guys ever heard of that show Snapped? Where seemingly normal people just snap and kill everybody? That was me. I was across the room and I just started talking to myself. I hand off the baby, because not right now. I hand him the baby and he's just standing there holding the baby like, oh crap, I pushed her too far. Look at me, a football hold. I got him, honey. And I'm across the room and I'm like, okay, it's fine. My mom's in it, yeah, it's fine. I hope you're prayed up. I hope you're prayed up because you're about to meet Jesus tonight. I got real ghetto real fast. I was like, it's fine. My mom's gonna have to raise the baby, which is a bummer because she just, she's really into her new business. But I'm going to prison, so I can't raise him. And I'm about to strangle this man with the cords of my breast pump. And you're gonna know what tired feels like, son. Right? But you know what? It's cool. I'm gonna go to prison, and that's fine, because in prison, lights go out at 9 p.m. Am I right? I lost my mind. I was a disaster. I can now look back and understand I was tired. I was unsure. I was struggling. I wasn't telling anyone that I was struggling. I was just struggling in silence. We have a really hard weekend, and Dave goes back to work, and I did what many of you are doing right now in your business. I was unsure, and so I decided to look and see how other women did it to know whether or not I was getting it right. So back in my day, this was 12 and a half years ago, back in my day, it was all about Pinterest. And I understand that Pinterest still exists, but today it's really Instagram is where we go to judge ourselves. Back in my day it was Pinterest. So I head on over to Pinterest, and I type in, how to be a good mom. Rachel, are you freaking kidding me right now? But I was dumb, I already told you this. So, I go over to Pinterest, I type in how to be a good mom, and of course, the internet will provide, right? You try to put the internet's like, I gotcha. Here's 3,000 answers to your query that were all like, how to get your baby on a sleeping schedule. Well, my baby's 6 weeks old, and that's not a thing. New moms, it's not a thing. Do not buy into the lies. You let that baby sleep on your face if they need to. Just any kind of sleep. Any pour in the storm, okay? How to get your baby on a sleep schedule. You should be on a macrobiotic diet because, you know, the breast milk is for the baby. You gotta make sure, and it's just this list after list. Here's a picture of a beautiful looking baby in moccasins, those little baby moccasins, and an outfit, and the mom's so cute. And you're like, I have not showered in a week. I have not shaved any part of my body since 6 months ago. I don't even know. And now she's here with her hair, this perfect hair, and I'm still in sweatpants. And so all of a sudden, even though I had good intentions, and you guys have good intentions, you're like, man, I want to be a better leader. I want to build a stronger business. I want to grow my team. But instead of doing what might actually work, you go and look at her highlight reel to judge against your very real life. These two things cannot compete. Comparison is the death of joy. Not only is comparison the death of joy, comparison is the death of momentum. Any excitement you had, anything that you were doing, immediately gets squashed when you compare it to someone who you feel like is better off than you are. How many people have ever gone to go do a little internet research and lost 4 hours? Right? And the worst part is, none of us have enough time. Who is doing this business while also having any other responsibility in the world? Raising babies, another job, right? You don't have time to waste scrolling the internet. But here's the thing. There is something seductive about it because you get to tell yourself that you are doing work, right? You get to go spy on her Instagram feed to see how your Instagram is doing. You get to go creep on their business to find out whether or not, look, if you want to grow your business, if you want to grow your Instagram, get to work. Get to work. Look, this is not easy, but it is simple. People will continue to reach for something. They want the magic bullet. They want the quick fix. They want the thing that makes them feel like they're doing something when in reality they're not. Stop comparing yourself to her. And the thing that I get from people is they'll be like, but wait, how am I supposed to know the new trends or the new ideas or what's... Come on. You are not creeping on her vacation photos to see the new trends in Beachbody. Stop lying to yourself. This is, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not serving you. Because what will happen, listen to me, what will happen is that you will keep reaching outside yourself instead of doing the work on what needs to be done. And then you get to blame everybody else for why your business isn't where it should be. You get to blame everybody else, or a year from now, or 2 years from now, or 5 years from now, you're not here anymore. And you get to say all of the reasons that you're not here anymore is because you didn't have the support, because you didn't know what you know what, but she lives in a bigger city than I live. She has more people that she can, you know what? Excuses, I can't even say that because that involves a cuss word. I'm not gonna do it. You know the rest of that sentence, right? Excuses are like what? Everybody has one. So you can either keep making an excuse or you can change your life. Those are the options in front of you today. Comparison will slow you down. Here's the other thing that will slow you down. Judgment. Because when I tell people what she's doing doesn't affect you, what they hear is like, oh, okay, so she's succeeding, it doesn't mean that I can't succeed. That's true. But here's the flip side of this. If she's doing something that you don't like or that you don't agree with, it doesn't affect you. I am so dead set on this idea that we as women especially need to have more conversations about how judgmental we are to other women, because when you are judging other women, you're 10 times harder on yourself. It is not secure and confident people who judge other people. It is insecure people who are unsure about the decisions that they make. So they think that if they can assign rules to life, this is the way we dress, this is how we do our hair, this is how we raise our babies, this is how we worship, this is how we vote. They think that if they have rules that they can stick to, it will keep them safe, it will make them right. Look, this is an incredible community. And what's so rad about coming together in a community like this is that you are like-minded. You are people who want to reach for more, who want to do incredible things in the world. But there is every kind of person in this room. There's every kind of religion in this room. There's every kind of voter in this room. There's every kind of ethnicity in this room. Everybody is here, and we are better people because we are doing life with those who are not like us. My mom had come to town to visit me. We were driving in the car, and I grew up, my family's Southern, and I don't want to make sweeping generalizations about all Southerners, so I'll just talk about my own family. Anyone Southern here? Yeah. So, in my Southern family, the women are very judgmental. They love to gossip. It's like their spiritual gifting is gossiping about other people. And the best is the women in my family would like leave church. They're not even in their car yet, right? And they're already talking crap. Like, did you see what she was? My family's obsessed with like her hair, her clothes, her shoes, she needs a manicure, she needs to do these things. And I picked up my mom from the airport a couple months ago. I'm driving in the car, and she's very worked up because on the flight from Las Vegas to Austin, Texas, Rachel, there was a girl, you would not even believe, my accent popped out, just ignore it. I'll get oaky on you real fast. She's like, you would not even believe what this girl was wearing, Rachel. And she's like, she's been waiting, I can tell. She's been jonesing for like 2.5 hours to tell someone this story. Oh, she gotta tell someone. I'm like, oh yeah? She's like, she was wearing sweatpants at the airport with a t-shirt that was 2 sizes too big and a flannel tied around her waist and her hair in a bun. She's describing it. I'm like, that sounds like the coolest hip-hop dancer I've ever heard of in my life, Mom. But she's going on and on. I just can't believe who goes out in public that way. Who would wear those clothes in front of other, how could she care so little? She's going on, and I said, oh, she's like, you know what it is? I feel sorry for her. And I said, oh, you shouldn't feel sorry for her. You should feel jealous of her, Mom. My mom in her special little outfit's like, she clutches her pearls. What? I should feel jealous of her? Why? I said, because she's free and you're trapped in a prison. The most powerful thing you could do in your entire life is to let go of what other people think about you. The most freeing and powerful thing, the thing that would put you light years ahead of where you are, is if you stopped caring about the opinions of other people. And the reason I bring up judgment is that the ones that are most judging are often the ones who are most harsh on themselves. If you have children, this is my mission as a mother, is to give my children the lessons that allow them to just let everybody be whoever they want to be. Though the other kid at school, oh, he decided to paint his nails, awesome, what color? That seems fun. Like, oh, that boy, he's a little bit, great, that's cool. Like, if you give your children the lesson and the gift that we are all allowed to coexist on this planet together, and everyone's allowed to let their own freak flag fly, right? Here's what happens. When you teach them to treat other people that way, you give that lesson to them. When we give children the gift of everybody's free to be who they are, it gives them the autonomy to believe that they were made perfectly and worthy and enough. And so what I want to challenge you today is, who's talking crap? You don't have to raise your hands. Don't have yourself that way. Who's spending your time here when you could be learning lessons, when you could be finding ways to change your life and your business? Who's spending that time instead talking about what someone else is wearing? Who's talking about, oh, did you hear what happened in there? Oh, but this thing, and also, God, that's gross, you guys. We are not in high school anymore. Can we stop acting like it? Small people talk about other people. Big people talk about ideas and dreams and goals and how they're going to change and how they're going to impact. And they are not worried about what anyone else is doing. Look, I don't compare myself to anybody because I'm awesome. I'm awesome. No, for real. I am spectacular. I am a great wife. I am a great mom. I love myself. I'm proud of my body. Look at this booty. It won't quit. I'm good at what I do. I have worked my butt off to get to this place in my career and to build my business to this level. But beyond that, I have worked my butt off to learn to love myself. How many people? Look, I told this story the other day on Instagram. I was at the gym in Hawaii. And in Hawaii, anyone from Hawaii here? Yes, nice. Hawaiians do not play when it comes to fitness. These people have the sickest bodies I have ever seen. And there was this girl next to me at the gym and she was doing, what is this, a chin-up? Is that a chin-up, guys? Come on, you're fitness people, tell me. This? I don't know, she's doing this thing, right? She looks like G.I. Jane. Her body is like, ding, 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 like Kim's arms, ding, ding, all the things in the arms. You know what I'm talking about, your beach body coaches. Definition, I think it's called. So I'm over here sitting down doing this business, and she gets on that bar in the middle of me and she starts doing chin-ups. And I'm like, I'm listening to my Cardi B, and I'm doing my, and I'm like, look, I'm like, and I'm like, I gotta say something to this chick. I've got to say something. She looks so sick, I gotta say something. So she does all of her rounds. And then she gets up to go, and I'm like, I gotta stop her. So I said, I'm sorry, excuse me. She takes out her AirPod, he's gotta, right? She's like, what? And she has this look on her face like, oh my gosh, this person's hitting on me. I'm like, I'm not. So I said, oh, that was amazing. Like those pull-ups, that was amazing. I can't do that, that's so cool. And she's like, what? I said, you just did like a G.I. Jane situation. I can't do that. I try really hard. I still have to use the band. Like, gosh, that's so impressive. And she's like, oh no. I was doing like an open-handed grip, which is not as hard as a closed-handed grip. And I only did like 5, and some people do like 12. And I went to immediately all the things, and I'm like, what? No, what is happening? Never talk badly about yourself in front of a motivational speaker. I'm like, do I need to have an intervention with you in this gym right now? I was like, no, literally talking to her, no. You just did something that I can't do. You just did something that most of us can't do. Don't you dare make that smaller. Don't you dare, cover your glow. That's incredible. If you have got one person to sign up for your program, that's more than a lot of people can do. Can we give ourselves some freaking credit? Come on! Look, it's no wonder that you struggle with motivation. You won't even celebrate yourself when you do something well. Right? Who here is like, oh man, it's the question I get most. Oh, I'd love to be more motivated. Wish I could get more motivated. Anyone wishing for motivation? So my question that I'm going to ask you is, when you actually accomplish literally anything, do you acknowledge it? Do you acknowledge it? Most people don't. We either compare, we go, oh, well, Jane can do 12, and I only did 1. Or we're like, well, that's not where I want to be. I wanted to be at the rock level, right? I wanted to be able to like put chains around my neck and do push-ups. That's what I'm going for. You are never gonna get there if you will not celebrate along the way. You never will. You're just gonna keep beating yourself up forever and then wonder why you're not motivated to try. So dang it, I will lead out on clapping for myself. I will lead out on what it looks like to love yourself. Am I as far as I want to be? Hell no. I got a long way to go. I'm trying to do big things. But on the way from here to there, you better believe I'm going to celebrate this, because if I look back, and if you look back a year ago or 5 years ago or a decade in the past, I'm like, oh, thank God. Thank God I'm not that person anymore. Who can say that about themselves? I've come a long way. Here's the third thing you need to know. Finish the sentence. Knowledge is wrong. Knowledge isn't power. Applied knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power. I know that this is a community of people who are focused on personal development, yeah? Y'all read the books, you're into the thing. You're gonna get so much knowledge while you're here. You're gonna get so fired up, all this information, and it means jack if you don't go home and do something with what you just learned. Knowledge isn't power, because we all know people who were really smart who never achieved anything. Who knows someone like that? Here's the other truth. Talent and success are not the same thing. We all know a lot of people who are very talented who have never been successful at anything. True or not? Look, here's the difference. I am not the smartest person in the room. I'm not. I'm really not. I know it seems like I am, but I'm not. I'm not the smartest person in the room. I'm not the most business savvy. I'm not the best writer. I'm not the best speaker. Here's the difference between me and so many other people. I will outwork you. I will outwork you. I will learn all the things that I need to know, and then I will take immediate action. If you're taking notes right now, write it down. Immediate action. If you take nothing else out of this time together, you take this. Make a decision. Commit to it. Take action. Have success, repeat. A lot of you are gonna get, oh, I got so much information and I got to see all the people and learn all the things. And 6 months from now, less than that now, it's gonna be the new year. And you're gonna have to ask yourself where you are on all those goals that you laid out at the beginning of this year. The way that we get to where we wanna go, look, maybe some of you have incredible connections. Maybe you have an MBA, maybe you came from money, maybe you have all the resources that you need to succeed in this business that you're building, but I never had that. The only thing I had was my work ethic. And see, knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power. But for me, knowledge is dangerous. You give me some knowledge, you better watch out. Because every single thing, if you're not familiar with my career, let me give you this real quick. I have a high school diploma. I have a high school diploma and I built a multi-million-dollar media business. This is not, you don't have to clap the whole time, because I'm going to say a lot of stuff and then it just makes me sound douchey. So just hold for a minute. My books are in the top of the New York Times list, one of them for over a year. I've never taken a single writing class in my life. Girl Wash Your Face has sold 3 million copies. Girl Stop Apologizing has sold 1.5 million this year alone. I've never taken a writing class. I have one of the #1 podcasts in business. I figured out how to do a podcast on a YouTube video. Every single thing that I know how to do, seriously, listen to me. Every single thing that I know how to do, I found on the internet for free. Every single thing. So, is there something right now that you know, if I knew how to do marketing better, if I knew how to do Instagram better, if I knew how to do sales better, my business would grow? Raise your hand if you know the thing that would change your business. So then tell me, wait, really 12 people are the only people who know how their business needs to grow? So first step, know where you need to level up. Second step, once you know what it is, all my people who say that they know, why don't you have the information yet? Shout it at me. No, haven't taken action? Now we're trying to get like teacher's pet answers. Tell me what you tell yourself. Tell me the excuse.
Too busy.
Don't have enough time. What else? Not good enough. What else? Not smart. Too busy. Who feels like they don't have enough time or they're busy? How many? Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up if you've watched anything on Netflix or Amazon Prime in the last 6 months. Look, guys, do you want it? Or do you just want to keep saying that you want it? The first thing that you have to do is you have to know what it is going to cost to have the life you say you want. That's step number 1. What is it going to cost me to have the life that I say that I want? And then you have to ask yourself the follow-up question, which is, what am I willing to give up? Am I willing to give up all these things? Am I willing to pay the cost? Because maybe you look at that list and it says, well, to have the life you say you want, you're gonna have to start getting up at 5 a.m. And you're gonna have to work after the kids go to sleep. That's what it's gonna take. And you can look at that and be like, oh, I really love sleep though. I'm like Dave in 2007. But at least then you know and you can stop BSing yourself, right? Do you want it or do you just say that you want it? Because if you want it, I swear to you, I swear, I believe with everything in me, whatever dreams and goals we set for ourselves, I believe that they can be true. I believe that they can be true if you are willing to work hard and if you are willing to arm yourself with the knowledge that you need to get ahead. But you are never going to have the business that you say you want. You are never going to have the life that you say that you want if you just sit here and keep hoping that it's going to happen to you. You have to make the decision. And dude, you would not be sitting in this room right now if you didn't have that voice in your heart, right? That little voice in your heart that's like, maybe I could be down front one day. What if I was on stage, right? Who back there in the good seats? Who is watching these people on stage and you're like, you see that and you get motivated. You were like, that is gonna be me. Yes. Here's what's powerful. Who is sitting down here right now that was once back there and you were like, that's gonna be me? Wanting it is not enough. You have to take action. You have to do something. Dude, try anything. I guarantee that when you get home, you're going to be overwhelmed by all the things that you learned. And probably a little dehydrated, because tequila, right? You're gonna be overwhelmed. You're gonna be like, I don't even know, And so what you will naturally do is you will pick the thing on your list that's easiest. That's easiest. But the people who are sitting down here, they didn't do the easy work, you guys. They pushed themselves into uncomfortable situations. right? They had to learn how to be a leader. They had to learn how to sell. They had to go up to people, oh my Lord, and ask them if they wanted to do business and get rejected. Oh no, not rejection. Who here is not very good at asking for sales because they don't like hearing the word no? I freaking love the word no. It's my favorite word. I am so motivated by someone telling me what I can't have, right? So what if it was going to take 100 no's a month? Or I don't know how many people you call a month. How many people do you call it? Oh my gosh, that baby's wearing headphones. Sorry, got easily distracted. What if it was gonna take 100 no's? What if it's gonna take 1,000 no's? Are you willing to do it? Are you willing to do it? What if it's gonna take everyone in your family judging you? Who has someone who is actively judging them for being in this room right now? Here's my favorite follow-up question. Keep your hands up. Favorite follow-up. Keep your hands up if the person who is judging you has ever been in this room. That's what I thought. Look, you guys, along the road, in the valley, from here to there, you are going to have so much opposition. Not because life is trying to keep you down, but because the universe is trying to make you tough enough for this thing that you say that you want. Because I promise you, if you cannot handle the stress of where you are, you cannot handle the success of where you want to go. You're gonna get beat up, right? People are gonna say no. People might judge you, but this isn't their dream. This is your dream. This is the thing that you decided to do for you. And if you decided to do for you, then you cannot let anybody else talk you out of it. I believe deeply that we are all given incredible potential. And if you are not careful, you will let other people speak into the exact fears that you have about yourself. Oh, but what if you waste money? Or what's this gonna do to your kids if you leave them? You know, God forbid you should get 2 days away from your children to refuel, but what's this gonna do to the babies? It's gonna take a couple things. It's gonna take unrelenting work ethic. Unrelenting. Consistency compounds. Say it to me. Consistency compounds. Meaning, you keep doing the same thing over and try something. Okay, I'm gonna try something new, and I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna ask 10 more people, and I'm gonna ask 10 more people, and now I've asked 100, and now I'm gonna keep going. I swear to you, it compounds. Because along the way, you get better and better and better. It takes unrelenting work ethic, and it takes you believing in yourself enough to not break this promise to yourself. You said you were gonna do this. You said, this is my time. And the people that are judging you, they are not the ones who will have to live with regret. You know what I hear most often from people in these industries? What they want to do with the money, that all the bajillions of dollars they want to make? The number one thing I hear, I want to take my family on summer vacation. It's the number one thing I hear. I want to take my family on summer vacation. Who knows what that feels like? To watch one family and another family and another family going on vacation, and you sit home again this year. The people who are judging you are not the people who are gonna have to watch another family go to Hawaii again this summer when that's all you've ever wanted to do. The people who are judging you are not the ones who have to worry about where their car payment comes from. The people who are judging you don't get this, and it's not for them. You have to decide right now, today, that you have potential inside you. You have God-given potential, and it is there for a reason. And when you hear people talking trash, or you just think people are talking trash, you put your head down and you get back to work. Stand up. I just feel like it, that's why. I want you to reach across the aisle. All over. And I want you to hold hands all the way around the room. Stretch. You can do it. You're fitness people. It's okay. They have germs. You'll use some spray later. It's fine. Stretch. Can we stretch? Yes. We're all connected. Do you feel that? Do you feel that? The energy in this room, the potential in this room, the power in this room. You stand amongst thousands. You are a community of warriors. You are a community of leaders who did not quit. You kept going, you kept pushing, you are here. You belong here, in this room. This is a blessing. Do you know how many people feel so alone right now, and you are in this community of badasses? When you go back home, you're gonna hit a moment where you feel like I can't call another person, or I'm unsure, or I feel awkward, or I don't know how I'm gonna do this, and I want you to remember this moment. Squeeze the hand of that person next to you. Sorry. This is your tribe. This is your wolf pack. This is the army that you stand amongst. You are capable of anything. You are capable of anything. And all it's gonna take for that to be true is you to start to believe it. Thank you guys.